Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Translate Academia Live. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for tuning in either now or later. I've got some cool, fun things that are in the works. One of those is, so I'm continuing to do things like this that we're doing right now. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a thing that we're doing right now. But first, I want to show you another cool thing. Maybe. Okay, so while I'm pulling this up and getting logged into this thing, I should have done this earlier. I'm totally apologize for that. I would like to show you this. So this is a post I made just before we started. If you would like your LinkedIn profile reviewed, you can fill out this form. I meant for this to be a hyperlink. It's not working. I'll have to try to fix that. I apologize. But when you click on that, it takes you to this website right here, where you can add your profile to have it reviewed either here or on TikTok. And this is a little bit of information that I can get from you. And it helps me to provide a little bit of better feedback. And I might change that too to like, what kind of feedback would you like? So that's something that I'm doing to kind of get things going and to start organizing, because I really want to produce more, make more content. This is really fun for me to do and things like that. The other thing that I'm excited to show you is I'm starting to do events again in the metaverse, in a pixel metaverse in GatherTown. And instead of doing instead of making Teacher Tuesday a mimic of Social Saturday, because I find that Social Saturday is effective in and of itself and playing on that day, I still want to maintain Teacher Tuesday and doing cool things. And so this is going to be a really cool event. I did one before. We're going to go in and you get to practice your pitch and do all these cool, fun things and talk to people. There is a $10 entrance fee. We're having these throughout the entire summer. I think there are 8 of them that we're doing. And it's just a chance for you to come in and practice your pitch and get to know people in a way that's more than just kind of sending a connect request. Okay. So I'm excited for all those fun things to be happening. Thank you again for the folks who volunteered 2 weeks ago to have your profiles reviewed. I'm going to look at those today and we're going to look through them. And I just really appreciate all of you being here and being a part of this community. When I hit the job market in May 2020, this community did not really exist. I'm very grateful to be a part of it and to meet some pretty cool people. So thank you for being a part of this. All right, so first up, we have Jason, who is a cool dude that I've met over here through LinkedIn. So we're going to come down here. I'm just noticing this right now. This might be just on desktop, but right here, you'll notice that this little band came up and it kind of cuts off the top part. And it makes me want to reconsider my own profile and kind of look at that because it cuts off your name right there. And I'm not sure if I love that. So right here, I believe that education can and should change the world. Great. I love that. This is just a personal style. I might consider like an M dash there rather than commas, just to add emphasis. That's a thing. So right here, you'll notice that like when it came in here, let's see if it'll work.
My name is Jason Golia. Welcome to my LinkedIn page.
All right, so this is awesome. So I'm not going to listen to this at this moment. What I love is that you're taking advantage of this feature where you can introduce yourself via video and make sure, like, if you want, you can take that time to like make your page like really welcoming and really start your story in a way that is you actually telling your story. So I've been focusing a lot on these headers and the landing side of things. And rather than doing that, because I think this is pretty strong as is, I want to kind of focus on developing that branding, right? So we can come down here saying that the services that Jason is providing is public speaking, resume writing, educational consulting, UX research, blogging, copywriting, editing, ghostwriting. We can even click into even more to see what kinds of things that Jason is interested in doing. What I know about Jason just from talking to him is he's out here in this space just trying to connect with people, like not necessarily job hunting, which I think is a really cool, admirable thing to do, just going in and constantly engaging. So the question then becomes, if this is what you want, if this is your thesis statement, that here's my profile, I'm glad that you're here, hire me for these things, everything that I see on your profile should support that evidence, like that thesis statement, right? Your profile, your job search is a thesis statement. You should hire me. I have value because. Don't waste your opportunity, or don't waste opportunities to showcase what you're capable of doing. So, and even right here, like public speaking, number one, and the fact that the first thing I see is him public speaking, that is evidence showing that he's comfortable in front of a camera or wherever he needs to be. Looks like the featured section. So we have the resume. So again, he's trying to establish his credibility. He doesn't need to worry about ATS systems, right? So this is not a super ATS friendly resume, but he doesn't worry about ATS and the machine because we're worried about humans that are reading this, and humans to basically hire him for public speaking and things like that. All right, this is we're going to go down to the activity. We have plenty of activity, which is great. Let's go to the about section. The year was 2014. like that's like it's a compelling story, right? Like instantly we know where we are, right? Or like we're there in a moment. This is so much more than another dedicated academic doing research in jargon, right? This is a compelling story. So well done, Jason. All right, let's move on to our next profile. Martha, thank you so much for volunteering your profile. Something that I would shout out there right away with this one is to make sure you have some sort of background. When I land on a profile, and if I see this, the first thing that I hear is inactivity, which I verify by going down to the activity section. So, okay, this is good. You have activity that's there. That's awesome, right? Some people, it says like hasn't been doing anything for 90 days, and that's even less of an incentive to connect with people. But you're active and we're working, right? So use this as an opportunity to really get into your story, right? Your story is not a grayscale default image. You are unique and unrepeatable. Your profile should be as well, okay? Experienced leadership program developer with years of instructional design and delivery experience and professional development and individual coaching. Okay, so that is fantastic explanation of your past. What I need is, where do you want to go in the future? It's great that you're an experienced leadership program developer, right? Program developer, leadership, instructional design, delivery, professional development, and individual coaching. Maybe not personal, because that's 6 jobs. I understand that in your past you had to have 6 jobs. Industry is not necessarily looking to hire someone to do 6 jobs. What of all those things did you love doing yourself? Like, what do you love? Isolate those things and find those things, because that's the job where you're going to be happy. That's the one where you're going to stay, and that's the one where people are going to want to hire you. Okay. I'm going to close this little message. I'm sorry about that. So let's come down here and see, let's go with that same theme, right? If we have a thesis statement that you should be hiring Martha as an experienced leadership, we're not really sure in what capacity, right? Like where we want to go with this. Let's come down here. I can't really help myself from doing an excellent job. I'm a high-performing, experienced education leadership program designer, manager, consultant, and trainer, and 95% of the people who engage with my leadership program successfully landed their targeted higher level position. Okay, it's evidence-driven. It has that 95% there. It's a long sentence with a lot of lists. Rather than telling me that you can't help yourself from doing an excellent job, or that you're high performing and experienced in education, like rather than telling me these lists of abstract things, bring me down into a moment that I can remember after I finish reading your profile. Okay, so if I finish reading this, there are 0 concrete details about Martha. There are things that Martha does, but like I could take this paragraph and it can be true of probably 150,000 people. Or maybe not that many, maybe like 1,000 people. But it needs to be about one person. It needs to be about Martha. So I think it's great that we have this resume right here, just like even looking at it, just visually. This is a big giant block of text that's not going to get read. You'll notice when you do writing for the web, and this applies to the content that you generate in your posts, use a lot of white space. Like write a couple lines, hit enter, write a couple lines, hit enter. Boop. This is great. This is great. Thank you, all these people who are messaging me. Okay. I would like to take a moment and kind of dive into this paragraph right here. So it says, Startup Director of the Center for Teaching and Learning Excellence, led organizational change to strengthen. Okay, right here, this is a perfect example of how academics undercut so much of what they do. A startup, like you're the startup director and you led organizational change to strengthen all of these different things. Bring me down into moments, right? Because people aren't necessarily reading this unless they're clicking into it. Give them a reason to read it so that they remember you, okay? Because you want every touch point of your profile to be an opportunity where someone can remember you. What does it mean? Like when you led organizational change, like get into some of the actual nuts and bolts of what you did. Like how many people did you help? Like what did you change? All of that. Give me some concrete numbers using blank space to help me understand and want to read the value that you have to offer. Okay. Hiring managers are not going to hire the best qualified person. They're going to hire the person who can sell themselves as the best qualified person. Okay. All right. And this right here, this is a great, like a senior proposal management consultant, right? Consulted on technical accuracy and compliance for client bid packages at a federal level. Give me some dollar amounts here, right? How many dollars, how many were approved? How many were not? Like what's your success rate? There's a lot that you can get into that, right? That will help you tell your story. As you're thinking about ways to turn these into narratives with concrete results, also be revising this to not talk about your past, but going into your future. Okay. All right. I'm going to this is something that I'm not very good at doing is checking the chats while we're doing. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Close that. Oh, so it's not able to accept the form. Okay. Thank you for telling that to me. I'm going to figure that out. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. That's probably what the other people are saying as well. Okay. So I'm going to try here. So Akanksha, thank you for using your profile. Again, we have the same thing, blank slate up here, and a list of things, really big abstractions that don't tell me anything about where you want to go or what you want to do. This is a list of ingredients for bread. I don't know what kind of bread I'm making. I'm making French bread, I'm making Italian bread, I'm making sourdough bread, right? I'm making a sweet bread. Don't make your hiring manager, don't make your user guess what you want to do. Be explicit. Coming down here, the activity, we got good activity going. Well done. My work experience is around 11 years research as a research professional and educator. I am a PhD, and my research is focused on identifying jargon in lung cancer patients with abnormal expression. Okay, so right here, like you'll see, like this is very academic-y, right? We're not trying to talk to academics. We're trying to talk to people who are at work bored, who are looking for a distraction. You are an interesting distraction. Show that in a compelling way. So instead of saying that identifying specific, my research was aimed to find improved diagnostic strategies towards better outcomes for the cancer patients. So right here it says like my research like I wanted to improve cancer patient life experience. Shorten down the number of words. Here's a great, hopefully I can Google it, Concision. So if you go to Owl Purdue and go into Concision writing, this is a wonderful tool where you want to eliminate phrases. Just as a sad state of things as we're doing this, Owl Purdue is one of the most popular, or if not popular, English department in the country as far as service online. And they're facing some pretty big budget cuts from what I understand. That's why you're getting all these ads that you would not normally be here. So that's an interesting thing. Just kind of state of education. So I'm going to look at this one right here as an example. So it goes without saying that we are required with your policy on filing tax returns, and we have every intention of complying with the regulations that you have mentioned. Or you can cut that 29 words down to, we intend to comply with the tax return regulations that you have mentioned. Go and count how many words you have in each sentence and see how short you can make your sentences. And they will be more compelling sentences that people will want to read. Okay? All right, let's go to our last one with the time that we have remaining. Thank you, Amy. Okay, so to make your comment on here, this is a different default background photo. The reason that these are popular is because each individual person can say, I can relate to this, or I can relate to this, or I can relate to this. But for your user, someone who's landing on your profile, I have no idea which one of those things matter to you. So it's good, it's better than a grayscale, but look at this as an opportunity to advertise yourself, to tell your story. Okay, we have the same thing right here. Give me a sentence rather than a list of ingredients. I am a natural problem solver with a passion for leading, coaching, and supporting others. My experience with supervision, team leadership, coaching, consulting, program management, conflict resolution, investment has allowed me to use all my strengths and talents to become authentic in my work. Okay. I want to know about Amy. I know nothing about Amy, right? I know, I mean, yeah, these are good things. There's nothing that helps me remember Amy. I know a little bit about Amy, but when I leave this profile, I don't remember that because there's no concrete detail tying me to you, showing me that you're a natural problem solver. Okay, so this is going to end. This is like a common thing that I tell people. This is why I kind of enjoy doing this, right? As a writing professor, it's all about the words that we use and using the right ones and making it so that they are memorable when our user leaves those words. Okay. I enjoy the collaboration of teamwork and looking for a great new team. That's probably going to be true of most people, right? You will be hard pressed to find a recruiter who does not want someone who's collaborative. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close this out now. And there's my smiling face. I am going to fix the thing to make sure that we can get the list going. And so I'll be taking care of that. And I appreciate those who are submitting their profiles and doing it in a way that helps other people. I'm a big fan of the concept of paying it forward, of give and take, of just doing good in the world. And by volunteering your profile, I feel like that's putting a little bit of good out there. It helps me to do good. And I hope that it helps you individually. And I hope that you can feel that just that fun, just it's a love. And I really enjoy doing it. I am very grateful for all of you for being here.